Welcome to Cringetober, the series on my channel where I try and complete an entire prompt list for the month of October, and as you can see, we're a little late, but we did it. We did it, and we are so back. If you missed the first one, don't worry, you can watch it later. These prompts are all from iCry Inc., just like in the previous years, and this will probably be my last one. We'll see what happens. Doing these prompt lists is hard. And some of you probably didn't finish. Here is your sign to maybe do a couple more. I have too much pride to stop now. Okay, let's get to the first prompt. Holy fuck. Our first prompt here, number 16, is insecurity. And I drew Dan and Phil, but hear me out. This is not, I'm not making fun of them. I'm not. Please just hear me out, please. So why did I choose Dan and Phil for insecurity? Well, because I made a YouTube video making fun of myself for being a fanny. Fanny with a PH. I have been a fan of theirs for so fucking long. It's like ingrained in my soul. Not my DNA, my soul. I've been watching them the whole fucking time, by the way. Even after they came back from their hiatus, I just decided not to be crazy about it anymore because my frontal lobe has developed a little bit and I'm not parasocial about it anymore until now, except maybe, not to be the textbook definition of a fanny, but yeah, they are my parents. And I love them so much. And the fact... Where were you at when Dan and Phil dropped Fan is Real? I was with my friends, and I was freaking the fuck out, and no one gave a fuck. Guys, Dan and Phil, it's real! They just said it was real, what the fuck? It's been real the whole time. That Tumblr version of me was just reignited. I am nothing but a collection of my past selves, and throughout every phase of my life, Dan and Phil is the one constant. They talked a lot about the parasocial relationships and like why they felt like they had to hide their relationship for so long, and I was like, oh my god, I'm part of the problem. I did watch the Valentine's Day video. Fuck! They even mentioned me in the video. To quote, there are a lot of people out there that are strongly respectful shippers that go, hey, I'm gonna draw a bondage yaoi of my favorite content creators and I never want them to know about that. That was me and I feel very validated. I was insecure about it for so long, and I just love my dad so much, and they have been a part of my life for so long, and I know I'm not being parasocial. I'm a grown-ass adult, and that is a 38-year-old man, but I've grown up with them, and after this video came out, I've had the best day of my life every single time they upload. These are the only two white men that I will listen to a podcast of. I feel like, although I may not draw fan art like I would have cranking out the Yaoi Factory, every once in a while I need to. Also, drew this before the fucking baking video, so I think I gotta draw that next. Gonna draw femboys, okay. Okay, love you, Dan and Phil. This next one, 17, the prompt is self-ship, and I can't believe I'm hard launching. So I am no stranger to self-shipping. Even when I was a beginner artist, I would draw self-ship art with Rainbow Dash, okay? You all remember my Astarian phase? Love in Deep Space? Yeah, that is self-ship. It's an Otome game, like what? What do you expect? Self-shipping is everywhere if you have eyes. If you follow me on Twitter, it's horrible there. I hate it. But me and my friend have dove into the world of self-shipping and we want to do a video about it one day. So if you're interested in that, let me know. If not, just hear me out for this like 2-minute long prompt and then that'll be the end of it, okay? I'm Savika Nation. That is my wife. That's my girlfriend. Arcane Season 2 did her so dirty. Now she's on the council and literally everyone she knows is gone or dead. Will this hyperfixation pass? I don't know, bro. Probably not. I have bought merch, keychains, stickers, commissions. Yeah, I've commissioned this shit. I am deep in it. I can't heal her, I will make her worse. So this is our hard launch. This is me and Savika. I'm expecting fan art on my desk by Monday. Okay, I'll give you the weekend. I need it by Monday. Thank you. Our next prompt here, number 18, is AU. These are my original characters. Whether you know them or not, I need to tell you about Unveil. They are the sponsor of today's video, but genuinely I use it for everything. I keep all of my OC lore on their website. It's amazing, so let me tell you about it real quick. It will not take long, I swear! Unveil is a creative platform for character creators, artists, writers, and storytellers. It's just like a one-stop shop to put all of your OC stuff. It's so convenient. Unveil has over 250,000 creatives ready to connect, to follow, and to like your creations. It's also a 100% AI-free community, okay? Ran by a small team of creatives. You can upload art of your OC to their gallery page. You can also link a character's playlist directly onto their page, because I know you bitches have a Spotify playlist. I know you do! Or you can just get their basic traits down to specifics about your character, like age, birthday, if they're gay. They're all probably gay. If it's still something you're working on and you're not sure if you want to post it, do not worry, you can make them private and keep it a secret. But there are tons of people out there who do want to hear your stories. I am one of them, and if you want to read more about my characters, I will be linking my Unveil for you to check out if you want. No peer pressure. They are also making an app that you can sign up for early access in the waitlist down below. To top it all off, Unveil is free. All you have to do is sign up. There's a link in the description and in the comments below, so go ahead and check them out. Support the community, love your fellow artist, all that jazz. Let's get back to the prompts. These are my characters, Rachel, Ronnie, and Dick. TLDR, Ronnie's a tutor. Dick used to bully him, but he's failing college and needs to keep his football scholarship, so he needs to be tutored. Rachel used to be friends with Dick. They had a horrible falling out. Now she's friends with Ronnie. Hates Dick. Ronnie and Dick develop a crush on each other, and I just am obsessed with their dynamics. Again, if you want to know a lot more, I have a million videos on them, or I have the Unveil for their full story. But for this prompt, I've already done a couple different AUs. First of all, Emma Artley's Dr. AU. Oh my god! I just finished watching The Pit. Anyway, I've also done a Gender Bend AU. Obviously, I could have just done them again, but that would have been a cop-out. So I made another one with a reverse AU, where their personalities are kind of swapped. So, like, Dick would be the nerd, and then Ronnie would be the jock that needs to study. So if they're reversed, I'm thinking what things in their story would change. Well, first of all, instead of being over at Lone Pines, they would be at Ronnie's college, Westbridge, and he would be a football player there. Obviously, Ronnie wouldn't be dumb. I wouldn't dumb him down in this AU, but I think he wouldn't apply himself. Ronnie would actually be like a good football player as opposed to Dick being horrible at it, but he just doesn't have his heart in it. But also, I hate to do it to him, would try to conform to like what a football player is supposed to be. So like Dick's brother Rodney is the stereotypical football player, like frat boy. Thad from Blue Mountain State, that's his brother. Ronnie would try to be that stereotype in order to fit in more. My autistic man, I love you. But with this, it got me thinking about Rachel, and I think she would unfortunately fall into the same kind of thing where she would care about how she is perceived, and that trauma of hers was not healed. So I think to keep up their appearances and whatnot, Ronnie and Rachel would look like a couple, but it's definitely a lavender marriage type beat. And also, Rachel is kind of just like a butch Regina George, so I made her more like feminine in this, which, I mean, serve girl, but I know what you are. Doing a reverse AU makes me just think about their story a lot more, so I definitely would recommend this. I might draw more of it because the dynamics in here they're so good. They're kind of the same, but they're different. I guess that's the point of a reverse AU. But I did finish both of these drawings, and I think it's so cute, and I would like to draw more of it if I remember. Okay, next one. So prompt number 19 is a meme redraw, and I, as always, have my folder of memes that I've been meaning to draw. However, I chose this one in particular. Hear me out. Hear me out. I know it's kind of goonery, but hear me out. It is a meme redraw. Wait, don't keep your hand off the keyboard. There was this TikTok video where a football player pulls out like a designer jock strap, and I was like, oh my god, that's so dick. So I posted it to my story. Someone DM'd me after and said, hey, can you draw this? And I put it to my story, and I said, I don't know, can I? And literally, the most responses that I've ever gotten from an Instagram story ever, like, replied to my story and said, yes, you will. May you draw this? Please do. If you don't, I will draw it. Yes, get to work, Yowie slave. Okay, I will. Fuck. Chat told me I had to, so you guys are a bunch of gooners. So here it is in all of its glory. You can have it. Just don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Okay, so prompt number 20 is Pit Crew, and if you don't know what Pit Crew is, you haven't been on the internet long enough. It's basically the evolution of all those dress-up flash games you used to play. You can also make your own Pit Crew. I think that would be a fun video idea by itself, but just for a prompt, I can't make a whole entire pit crew myself, so I did what I always do and made it about my OCs. It was nice to have a break from drawing for at least a day and play around on pit crew. I have my trio of characters, and I kind of went at it like if they were making themselves a pit crew, but also I gave them all like animal ears, so I chose this one for Rachel. It's kind of grungy, and they did have like really good options on that one. And then this one you probably have recognized before. This is the one I did for Ronnie, because I think Dick would be an easy one to do, but Ronnie, he needs some options. I need a fat bitch in there. I need someone who made a pit crew where I could put a fat bitch in there, okay? So I did Ronnie with this one, and then for Dick, I chose this one, and I feel like no matter what one I would pick, he would always look like a twink. The twinkification of Dick. But yeah, I will leave all of these pit crews in the description if you would like to use any of them. Go support the artist! Thank you! Okay, let's do our next one. Our next prompt is animatic. Fuck! Animatic! Haven't done one of these in a while. So, I really love making animatics, like memes, or of TikTok audios and stuff, so I've had a lot of them piled up. But this one in particular is from The Basement Yard, the one with Frankie and Joey. Have I heard it? I mean, I've seen the clips on TikTok, but as you know, the only podcast I listen to is Hard Launch. This creator on TikTok posted a lip sync practice that they did with their own characters, and it blew up. I've had one of you tag me in this video and said, hey, this reminds me of Dick and Ronnie, and I was like, did someone say Dick and Ronnie? Some of the first content that I made with Dick and Ronnie was audios like this where they were bantering and making fun of each other, so it felt really nice to do it again. In the original ones, Ronnie is a lot more sassy than I make him out to be, so I was like, bring back sassy Ronnie 2025. And also, it just looks like them. It feels like them. I'm regressing. I'm watching Dan and Phil and making animatics of my characters. All due respect, I love you. Don't you dare say what you're about to say. You know you're not my type, Joe. Well, you're not my type either, bitch. Wait, what the fuck? How am I not your type? Because I like him a little more rugged than you. I'm rugged. I'm so rugged. You're not rugged. I'm very rugged. Look at you. Okay, so this next prompt is art style experiment, and I have done a couple of these, like, probably years ago now, where I try replicating like my favorite shows or my favorite artists, like art style, and it's a really fun exercise to do. So for this one, I took one of my biggest inspirations at the moment, Ari, the creator of I Want to Eat Your Guts, with his OCs, Kate and Alex. And if you've been on the internet, you've probably seen them before. I'm obsessed with them. I am so fucking excited for Shockwave Animation to make the animated series. I know it's gonna be peak. They are a very big inspiration for me. I am just so enamored with their art style and like the way they do shapes, and especially clothing. Like all the folds on clothing, it looks so good. So I wanted to try and recreate Rachel in his art style. And as I was doing this, I could tell, yeah, you do take a lot of inspiration. But I think Rachel and all of them would fit in with the style very, very well. The vibes are very similar. And even after I finished, I couldn't help myself but to draw like a little comic for like the context of this situation. So if my characters had an animated series or a movie or something, as Ronnie and Dick's relationship starts to kick off, I think Rachel would be very jealous. Because she hates Dick so much. So when her best friend is like making plans with Richard, Rachel is gonna be pissed. I like how this turned out, and I kind of want to do this more and study some other art styles because it is really good practice. So if you want me to do more of that, you have to let me know, because otherwise I'm not gonna fucking do it. Now, with prompt 23, we have soulmates, and I had to draw me and my husband. Ew, corny alert. Shut up. I've been drawing way too much self-ship art. This is real. This is real love, okay? Johnny and I have been together for how many years at this point? We've been together since 2013 and have been married since 22. And shit is great, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if I really believe in soulmates, but if they're real, I got one. Guys, I copped a baddie who also doesn't care if I ship myself with Savika or plays gooner ass gotcha games. In all of my art and all of my characters, me and Joey seep through every single one of my characters. They either look like us or have like the same moles or markings or like hair, or a dynamic that I notice that I have with my husband. Some examples are literally all of my characters. Sarah has my moles, and then I think I gave Beth Joey's chin mole. I gave Voss the chin mole as well as Joey's like long curly dark hair. Also, Kosef has his nose, Dick is low-key, high-key a self-insert, and Joey is Ronnie. If you have an eye, we're literally in every single artwork that I make. When you're an artist and you love someone so much, you see them in everything. Why am I gonna cry? Shut up! I just think he's neat, guys. I got a crush on him. Don't tell him, though. Don't tell him. Oh, that's so embarrassing. I just love my husband so much. Love is real. Love is real, and I know because Dan and Phil is canon. Prompt 24 is redesign, which I am no stranger to. All of my OCs have to get redesigned every certain amount of years or they are forgotten forever. Which includes these ones. These are really old characters. This is Vita and Rita and Judd, and they fight crime? But the main idea was that they are demons and angels, but also they're noir detectives. It's not the most unique idea in the world. They get compared to a lot of media like this, but they are very fun to draw. So Vita and Rita are twins, and they're very panty stocking type twins where they're like the opposite of each other. Vita's tall, Rita's short. I wanted to draw just Vita, and then I ended up drawing both Vita and Rita And then also drawing Vita again. I can't do a redesign with just one drawing, bro. I have a process. There's a process. So I wanted to make it more accurate to the time period that I would want them to be in, which is 70s, like 60, like 50s detective, I don't know, like Mindhunter from Netflix type shit. Now that I'm thinking about it, if they're demons and angels working together, they're probably immortal, so I could have them fight crime and shit in any timeline. But in my head, there's these serial killers, but also maybe they're fighting other demons, or although I don't have like any lore or storyline for them, they are very fun to draw, and I just think they're neat. I just like the shapes, and I think they're cute, and I haven't forgot about them yet. Prompt 25 is fake game screenshot, and I had a couple of ideas, and then when I went to go actually draw it, I was so tired I didn't want to do anything, so I just recreated this meme with Kosef and Voss, because that's kind of their dynamic. It's more of a meme redraw than a fake game redraw. Let me tell you about the ideas I did have and then didn't do because I was lazy. Like a dating game simulator, something with my trio, like a point and click adventure type beat, or make them into date everything characters, but I didn't have the time or energy to do that, so. But I do love how this one turned out. I thought this was really funny, and technically it is a game, it's just from episode. I don't know if any of you had an episode era, but yeah, that was Love in Deep Space before getting Love in Deep Space. This kind of shit always gets me. I think it's funny. And she would say that, and she would do that, and Kosef would probably like it. Our next prompt is my favorite one, and it's guilty pleasure. Let me tell you more about Love in Deep Space. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. It is a guilty pleasure, but I'm not. I don't feel guilty about it, though. I took way too much time on this prompt. I was up to date on most of these prompts, and then this one I took like 2 days to do just because I really liked it. I didn't want to stop drawing them. I can't believe this is my job, bro. I decided to draw MC, but also me in between my 3 favorites, that being Zane, Silas, and Raphael. And let me tell you about why they're my favorite. Well, one of them's Astarion in a different font. One of them is Ronnie in a different font. And then Raphael is just me in a different font. So I said in my last video that I would love to do like a standalone Love in Deep Space video. However, I don't think I'm well informed enough to explain what the is going on in this game. It may never come to be because that hyperfixation would have come and passed by the time I could actually sit down and make a video about it. I don't know. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Surface level, very Gooner game, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Shout out to the photo booth feature on Love in Deep Space, because I needed to get a reference at like these weird angles and shit, and I could just get the reference myself. It was so fucking easy. They make it too easy. Gave Silas like way too much filler when I was doing this, so I went and fixed that. So yeah, on my roster, I have first and foremost my husband, then I have Savika, then I have Zane, then I have Silas, then I have Raphael. So that's all you need to know about me. I so badly want to use this as my lock screen because I put my whole pussy into this drawing. Oh my god. Our next prompt is Gajinka, which is the art of taking something that is not human and making them human or giving them human characteristics, much like furries. I have these characters, Tara and Leona, and they are basically Gajinkas of mine and Joey's zodiac signs. We're everywhere! He's in the walls! But yeah, I made them like so long ago, and every time I draw them, I update their designs. So guess what? We're drawing them again to redesign them a little. I originally got the idea from Lavender Town, which the video I'm referencing is 6 fucking years old. If you know what I'm talking about, you're unk. But ever since Lavender Town came out with that video where she made all the zodiac signs as cute girls, I was like, oh, that's cute. I'm gonna make my own designs with Taurus and Leo because that's me and Joey. And so far, these two are the only zodiac Gajinka characters that I've made. But I think it would be really fun to also do a video where I design every zodiac sign. But that's not this video. Oh, brother. I want to update them with them still being recognizable to their older designs, but also I wanted more shape language in it, and I wanted to make Tara a big bitch. Okay, I made her like chubby in the last ones. I need a big cow lady to crush me. Or for me to be a cow lady because I'm a Tara. I don't know. I think they turned out so cute, and this is literally like my favorite design of them to this date. And I think one of my favorite things in these new designs is Leon's hair, because I feel like it looks so much more like a lion's mane now. So I think I've fallen in love with them again. My ass is not beating the furry allegations anymore. Let's put a pin in that. Prompt 28 is Kid Show, and I had a lot of options, but I haven't drawn my pony Sona for any of these Cringetober prompts, so I felt like I had to do one. Drawing ponies is always nostalgic for me, and it's also really easy. Not to brag, guys, but drawing My Little Ponies for decades now. I got that shit on lock. Because of all the tracing I did when I was 12. Practice makes perfect, guys. Practice makes perfect. Just want to do a few doodles of my pony Sona. Originally, I was like, what if I designed my OCs as My Little Ponies? And I was like, no, that's too much. That's too much for me to handle right now. But I think Dick and Rachel would be Pegasus and Ronnie would be Unicorn. Anyway, I'm regressing even further than the Den and Phil phase. I'm going all the way back to My Little Pony because my friend Sky did a series on every single My Little Pony movie. So now I don't have to waste the time watching it. So thank you, Sky, for keeping My Little Pony relevant in the year 2025. Guys, we're almost done. We're at prompt 29, which is clown. And originally, I was just gonna be lazy as fuck and do like a clown reaction image or like a redraw, make myself a clown. But then I remembered Pomni from the Amazing Digital Circus. And I know she's not a clown, she's a jester. I've never drawn anything Amazing Digital Circus related, so this prompt told me it was time. I decided to kind of put it in my style and just make her outfit something less simple because I don't have to animate her. They got like a monopoly on independent animations. It is crazy. So anyway, if anyone from Glitch wants to make my dumbass Yowie, that would be great. I would be down for that. Oh my god, Knights of Guinevere. I can't compete. I can't fucking compete with Knights of Guinevere. Never mind. It makes me so excited for the future of like independent animation and like animation on YouTube and stuff because I have so much hope for the world. Love is real. Dan and Phil, Dan and Phil, if you can hear me. Dan and Phil, please save me. Hope Core. But I wanted to reference one of the episodes where everyone gets a gun. So, here is Pomni with a gun. Prompt number 30, we're almost there, is creepypasta. Now, me personally, I am not a fan of creepypasta, but Do you remember that era of YouTube where YouTubers would have like an evil alter ego? Like the Jacksepticeye one. That was kind of popular back then, and I was like, you know, I kind of have my own version of that now, except it's not something that I came up with. I don't want to bring attention to my haters, but this one in particular has been bugging the fuck out of me for months. I have a very dedicated hater account under the name of Kelsey Animated Arch Nemesis, which is just an inverted version of my Sona, and calls herself Yeslick, which is my name backward. So, unoriginal, first of all. Sounds like fan behavior to me. Guys, it is satire. It is satire. Please do not go hate this person. But also, don't encourage them anymore! But I've had my personal friends, real people in my life, be like, hey, I'm following this hater account. This is you, right? And it's not! I don't know if you would call it fan art. This person draws the arch nemesis beating up my fucking Sona. The most fucked up thing that they've done was make a paper doll of my character, and then they fucking burned it! They are so obsessed with me that it's embarrassing. But their comments, like fucking clockwork, the comments will either range from like, whatever man, you suck, to you will die in a 5-car collision, Joey will move on, count your days. They made a call out post because they commented, sorry for the late hate comment. I was busy working at my job, though I'm sure that's not something you have any experience or knowledge of, while you were busy posting your delusions. So of course I replied, poor. They also were doing Cringetober, but guess what? They didn't fucking finish it, so we are on top. Let's go! Fuck Yeslick! All my homies hate Yeslick. So let's go ahead and finish Cringetober with our last prompt, which is just simply Halloween. Here we are finishing it off with my favorite trio of characters. Can you take a guess? Ronnie, Rachel, and Dick coming at you again! I thought it would be fun to think of what they would dress up as for Halloween. You should also do that with your characters because it is very fun to think of, what would they want to cosplay as? First up is Rachel, and I think she would be very cunty with her outfits. I'm sure she would be like a play bunny, or Jennifer from Jennifer's Body. She'd do something like that. But then I was like, what if she's like those people on TikTok that thirst trap while wearing the Scream mask and like a compression shirt? Yeah, that would be her, unfortunately. Or fortunately. The mask stays on for this illustration. Next up, Ronnie. And I had a couple ideas for Ronnie. A lot of people suggested I do like Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster, which... okay, you wait. I feel like him and Rachel definitely have some, like, duo costumes in the past that they've done. First and foremost, Ronnie would want to be comfortable. He wouldn't want to do too much if he didn't have to. People already say this bitch looks like Clark Kent, so I made this bitch Superman. Their story also takes place in, like, the 2010s, so I wanted to make sure I did costumes that existed. Ronnie wears just a suit and tie all the time anyway. All he has to do is put pajamas underneath and boom, he's Clark Kent. And then for Richard, Mr. Dick over here, I had a lot of ideas for. He would get one of those like dumb ass blow up costumes, or like, you know, the hot sauce bottle or some dumb shit like that. Or he would do just something basic. But I thought it would be really funny if, specifically if Rachel told him that they were doing that as a group costume and then no one did it except him. But I ultimately decided to do, like, Marty McFly, because tell me this bitch doesn't look like Marty McFly! I think Dick does have low-key nerd to him, like with TV shows or comics or something like that. I mean, this guy is also a musical theater nerd, and you're telling me he wouldn't love Back to the Future? Okay, bro. So I guess they are kind of a theme for, like, movie classics, I think. I don't know, but I really like how it turned out. And that's it for Cringetober, guys! We completed it! And by we, I mean me, and you listened to all of it. That's crazy, thank you! This may be my last Cringetober ever! I'm never doing it again! I really appreciate you taking the time to be here, whether you drew along or just did your chores or had me on in the background and didn't look at a single fucking thing. It doesn't matter. It makes me feel less crazy that I'm talking to myself alone for hours. Just really thank you for being here. Let me know if you had any thoughts on any of these drawings or like what ones are your favorite and why. If you haven't seen the first one, go ahead and check it out. I am very relieved that Cringetober is over, but I never regret it. After doing drawing challenges like this, usually I am burnt out, but right now I just have a million and more ideas for my OC, so maybe this was some inspiration to you. You're welcome. I don't think I really have anything else to say, so get the fuck out of here. Thank you. I am the Yowie slave, and I'm a fan of Richard. I'm a fan of Richard.